Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining for another Web3 Builders talk. Today we have Sota and Hoon to give a talk from Plasm Network. Just a quick maintenance check. On the right, you have our chat box, but if you have any questions, please use the Ask a Question function. You'll find it on the bottom, just to the left of the chat box. I'll hand it over to you now, Sota.
All right, so thank you for having us today. I'm very great to be here. So I will be talking about Plasm Network. So let me share my screen. Can you see my slide?
Yep, that's it.
Sure. So I hope everybody see my screen. All right, so let's get started. Today I'm going to talk about the Plasm Network 1.1, the basic information, and also current status, and whom will be talking about some features and future plan of Plasm Network. Yep, here is the contents. And our mission is very simple, to build a scalable infrastructure for realizing Web 3.0. And before talking about Plasm Network, let me talk about the team behind the Plasm Network. We consist of PhD students and master and the student at the University of Tokyo and Osaka University. And I'm Masota, I'm CEO. And I used to work at Chronicle in the San Francisco block in the San Francisco. And the Takumi is our CTO. He is nominated as one of the 16 best under 25 engineer by Japanese government last year, 2 years ago. And Masa just joined the Stake Technologies, and he used to be a member of Omise as a country manager, and the Security Japan as a vice president. And we have a pretty couple of very great engineers. And could you introduce yourself, Hoon?
Yeah. Well, my name is Hoon Kim. Hello, everyone. I'm one of the software developers at Stake Technologies, one of the developers at Plasm Network as well. I've developed the block Parachain, mostly front end, sometimes back end as well. And I guess for my past works, I have written a thesis for my university and got the thesis award regarding the topic regarding substrate blockchains and mobility. Yep.
Cool. And we are backed by prominent investors in Japan, like EX CEO of Sony, Mr. Idei, and the Akira EX Chief Investment Officer at Salesforce, and some venture capitalists. So let me explain Plasm Network basic information. This project is led by Stake Technologies based in Asia Pacific, especially in Tokyo. And Plasm Network is a scalable DApps platform on Parity Substrate. Substrate is a blockchain framework. It's like a WordPress. By using Substrate, we can make 100% customized blockchain. Depends on use case, like IoT use case, identity use case, and scalability use case, and the privacy use case. And since we are building our blockchain on Substrate, it is compatible with Polkadot. So once Polkadot is fully launched, we aim to connect our blockchain to Polkadot. And another feature is that we are implementing layer 2 solutions. So Hoon will be talking about like some features here. So I think the audience have a two questions: why Polkadot and why layer 2? So let me introduce one by one. Why Polkadot? We can learn a lot from the technological history. So let's see the car. When car was invented, one breakthrough is used for all use cases. But with maturity, we are using car for every specific use case. Truck was invented, and family car was invented, and sports car was invented. I think blockchain will be the same. Currently, many people and many companies try to use blockchain and try to make all use cases on Ethereum, like Hyperledger and Bitcoin and so on. But in the future, blockchain will be specific. Identity blockchain was born, and the scalability blockchain was born, and the stablecoin blockchain was born. And the more specific use case we have, the more demand of interoperability we have. This is where Polkadot comes in. So we believe Polkadot will be our next big things in the blockchain ecosystem, and that's why we are developing in the Polkadot ecosystem. And another reason is that Polkadot is a foundation for next innovation. Currently, many independent blockchains in the Polkadot ecosystem. So let's see, we are developing a scalable, highly scalable blockchain. And Zero Chain is making a high privacy blockchain. And Akala Network is making a stablecoin blockchain. If these chains are connected through Polkadot, so we can make high scalable, high privacy, instant payment, stablecoin payment use case. So in this sense, Polkadot is a foundation for the next innovation. And the why layer 2? Yeah, we believe that layer 2 will be much more important in the next few years, because less than 5% of population are using blockchain, but use blockchain are almost full. So we need a different way to use blockchain. I believe the first layer will be used as a trust layer, and the second layer will be used as a transaction layer. That's why we are making a layer 2. And some community member ask us the very rational question. So Polkadot is also a scaling solution. So why we need another scaling solution in the Polkadot? In my opinion, the Polkadot and Plasm is different. Plasm Network is implementing Plasma and State Channel, so which is a vertical scalability solution. So in terms of Polkadot, it has sharding solution, sharding approach. So this is the horizontal scalability. So with vertical scalability and horizontal scalability, so we can get like real high scalable platform and ecosystem in the Polkadot. And vertical scalability is more flexible, but less united. In terms of horizontal scalability, it is less flexible and more united. So it complements each other. And the reason we are making a scalable platform in the Polkadot ecosystem is that the Polkadot relay chain is here, by design does not support smart contract. So people in the Polkadot ecosystem need at least one parachain is this one, which supports smart contract well. So this is our opportunity. And scalability is obviously one of the most crucial and fundamental demand DApps developers have. And ideally, in the future, with Plasm Network, application developer can make a DApps without having to consider its scalability and without sacrificing decentralization. And Plasm Network provide layer 2 solution. So in the future, on the layer 1, many blockchain will be connected through Polkadot, and many use cases like gaming use case, DEX use case, and Ethereum bridge and so on will be created on layer 2. So actually, we will work on making Ethereum bridge through layer 2 technology. This is the timeline so far. We have launched 3 testnet, and last testnet was launched on November 12th. And we got several grants from Web3 Foundation. And our first lock drop was done. Lock drop was started on March 18th, and lock drop was ended. And who will be talking about lock drop and the result later? And we have launched Dusty Plasm. Dusty Plasm is around the chain like Kusama on April 17th, and we are going to launch our mainnet on May 1st, around May 1st, probably this week or next week. And here is the current status. As I mentioned before, we have launched Dusty Plasm, which is around the chain. And this is the third biggest blockchain at this moment in the Polkadot ecosystem. And 76 nodes are running on Dusty Plasm thanks to the community. And it's well decentralized. I saw some people who is listening to this podcast webinar have already joined the Plasm Network, so highly appreciated, and thank you for your contribution. If you are interested in token economics and how to create DApps on layer 2 and so on, so please check out my presentation at sub 0.1. Yes, so who will be talking about some features?
Thank you,
Can you
Sota.
share the screen?
Yes. Let's see. All right. I hope it's visible for everyone. Okay. So is everything else? Since Sota explained about the strength for Plasm Network within the Polkadot ecosystem, I'll be going through the major features of what defines Plasm Network, and you can divide those main features into 4 distinctive small features, which is optimistic virtual machine, DApps reward mechanism, operator trading, and multi-lock drop. So optimistic virtual machine, it's a runtime module for Plasm Network. I believe Polkadot changed the name to Frame now, but yes, it's a module that for Substrate Network, Substrate and Plasm Network, which is a unified architecture that can leverage multiple Web2 protocols such as Plasma, State Channel, and also rollup as well, which is what we're planning. It implements a universal adjudication function, which basically means that you're able to dispute for bad behaving layer applications or potential scammy applications as well, in order to protect the state of layer 1. Now, this is what makes Plasm Network a layer 2 powerhouse, something that other networks yet is able to replicate. Next would be the DApps reward functionality. So how does DApps reward works, or what is DApps reward? It's basically giving a full income for decentralized applications. And this is done by splitting the block validation rewards by half and allocating the other half to the DApps which has been nominated. And by nominated, I mean when an address nominates a DApp that allowed to be nominated, you could think of it as investing in a project. And the rewards will be issued for each era, which acts as a basic for that application. And operating is something that goes alongside with DApps rewards as well. So operator basically means the owner of a decentralized application. And operator trading allows you to trade the ownership of a decentralized application. And the reason why we have this is we want to make decentralized application a very viable business. So far, we don't really have that thing in the market, and we hope that operator trading enables this new type of market. Multi-lock drop is something that's also Plasm Network specific. Lock drop itself was first seen by Edgeware, and it was quite successful, ours as well, which I will be discussing later on. But what's different about multi-lock drop is that we're repeating this lock drop 3 times, where lock drop basically it's like a smart contract where you would send tokens that would time lock a token for a certain duration, and it would return a Plasm token in proportion to the amount that has been locked and the duration that has been locked. Now I'll elaborate on what lock drop is. As it's like a time lock contract, and it can be implemented for any blockchain that supports time lock. Now there are 3 distinctive values that we use to determine what the returning Plum or Plasm token will be. First is the lock amount of lock tokens, and the last thing is the exchange rate of the token in dollars at the end of the lock drop. So why lock drop? First thing, it has low risk because you're not really losing anything. The strong point with lock drop is that you're going to be receiving the tokens that you lock exactly after when the duration is over, and this is certified by a contract. So if you read the contract, you're able to know what it does, and you're able to sure that it works. And we also have an auditor, which we've been audited by what was the name? The auditor again? Anyway, yes. And the other thing is, it has a low barrier of entry that anyone can really, as long as you have tokens, you can really enter this and have a substantial amount of return of Plum tokens. And another strong is that it gives tokens value, in that we're using opportunity cost as a substitute for token value, since it's like a combination of ICO and airdrop. The other reason why we're doing lock drop is that the team just don't really like ICOs that much. Every project that actually adapted, not every, but the most projects that adapted ICOs always have this risk where the project could just go to shenanigans. And for our first lock drop, I mean, by God, the results were astonishing. Really, people locked about 16,000 Ether, which is about like $3 million USD. And just for like 31 days. That is amazing. But the important part about lock drop is our third lock drop, which is the lock drop. Now, the way how we're doing dots is that for dot lock drops, there's only going to be one option. The other lock drops we have about like 4 options for like 30 days, 100 days, 1,000 days, etc. But this one, for dot drops, there's only going to be 2 years of lock available. Instead of locking to a smart contract, we're going to be redirecting the dots to stake it for the Polkadot Parachain auction, which allows us to become a parachain. And because dot lock drops only have one option, we are providing them with extra bonuses that the other tokens do not offer. And overall, this thing is, if the lock drop, our Polkadot auction fails in some way, the locked dot will be returned to the initial holders right away. While if it succeeds, it will be kept locked for 2 years, and we will be returning a corresponding amount of plums to them. And so our benefit is that we become parachain, and the lockers' benefit is that they have they're able to gain quite a lot of Plum tokens, which if we become a parachain, our token value, we estimate that it's going to grow quite a lot. So there's no loss in particular, per se. Okay, so to sum everything up, what does Plasm Network specifically? Well, first thing is that the scalability issues with blockchain past. Every blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you name it, all have some sort of scalability issues in some way. And we're able to do this layer 2 solutions, having faster transaction, high volume transactions. And if we become a parachain, we're able to complement each other as well with other parachains via the cross-chain messaging protocol. Other thing is that we're trying to lower the barrier of entry for blockchains as well by implementing OVM. It adds in a layer of abstract for developers to easily create decentralized applications, and also DApps as a business. Because nowadays, DApps as a business, the only case where it makes sense is when you're making some weird gambling occasions for the game. But with DApps, reward and operator trading, we're able to make decentralized application as a proper business. So because we're able to trade ownership of DApps, which was not really a thing back then. If you wanted to trade ownership of Ethereum DApps, you had to kind of trade the private key. It's not really good, although there's no point of doing that as well, actually, because there is no benefit doing it. but we have a built-in economic incentivization where we're able to provide DApps rewards to the operator or the owner of the block, the DApps. So, all right, what will mainnet bring to the table? As Sota has explained, our plan is to release mainnet around May 1st, probably May 1st. It could be delayed depending on how the situation goes. But the first thing is real-time lock drop. After the third lock drop has happened, which you're able to create, or not create, but receive Plum tokens by locking other tokens. And for the mainnet launch, after mainnet launch, we're gonna have second and third lock drop, which is gonna support Ethereum or Ether and Bitcoin as well, and dot lock drop as well, very important. The other thing is that we're planning on implementing the optimistic virtual machine so that everyone can develop Plasma applications and actually utilize layer 2 solutions and see how fast it is. And other thing that we're planning is to become a Polkadot Parachain as well, as aforementioned with the auction strategy. And first, we're initially going to be starting as a proof of work T consensus algorithm. After mainnet launch, we're going to be gradually transitioning it as a nominated proof of stake. We are unsure how long this will take, but eventually this will happen. And after a certain point, it's going to be completely decentralized without the input required. And another thing that we're planning on bringing to the table is layer 1 and 2 interoperability between Plasm Network and Ethereum. It's going to be done via dynamic swap. So you're able to create you're able to trade tokens, Ether and Plum tokens for both layer 1 and layer 2, since layer 2 will have its own state. Well, if you have more questions or if you want just contact, please send us an email or follow us on Twitter, because my Twitter has been practicing social distancing for quite a while and kind of feel lonely, to be honest. All right, and oh yes, and before we go to questions, I would like to show you a live demo, which well, it's not live, it's actually pre-recorded, but I'm just gonna pretend like it's live, just like what they do in E3. Let's see. All right, I'll just share my second screen now. So this, because of the resolutions, words might appear small, but if there's any problem, if it's hard to see it, please tell me. Now, what we're doing is, so what the demo shows is it's how to make a validator node for Plasm Network. So first thing, what you would want to do is go to our GitHub repository, go to this, and download the latest binary of a Plasm node. Now, this one is done on a Ubuntu, so I'll be downloading the Ubuntu binary, unzip it, or untar it, I guess. And then what you want to do is put a special flag for it, the validator flag, and choose your name of the node, in which case I will be naming mine as demo. And then the RPC flag as well. And then your node should sync up right now. Now this one is pre-synced, so it should show up right away. Next, after when you sync it, you would want to go to the Plasm application, the web application, and choose your node to a local node instead of the Dusty node that's been deployed right now. So now this will communicate with the Plasm that's been started in the computer. And in order to become a validator, you have to send a transaction. So make sure that you are able to pay the gas price or the tran fee, not the gas price, sorry. Now what you want to do is go to toolbox and you would want to invoke the rotate key RPC call. Will give you the rotate keys, and then set a set key. You just have to copy that value, paste it in there. It's going to send a transaction. Put your password. And boom. That should be it. All right. Now, you're able to actually check your validator node into Polkadot telemetry. You can see here, the demo node has been up, and it's setting up your own validator. And if you send your validator node information, you'll be able to be graded with your validator performance, and become validator for the mainnet as well. So yes, please have fun. All right, that's from me. Wait a minute, let me just change my screen to the
presentation.
SNS. All right, now we'll be starting our Q&A sessions. If you have any questions, please ask us a question. The ask question button on the bottom. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to for Twitter, Plasm Network, or Discord channel.
Yeah, I was surprised to see many people on this group, 53 people.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening. So if you have a question, feel free to ask us.
The node setup guide. All right, can do that.
Yeah, the incentive of being a validator on Dusty Plasm is the validator can be a first validator on the Plasm mainnet if you run the node on our Dusty Plasm. Yeah, so currently 76 validators are on Dusty Plasm, and they can be a first validator on the mainnet.
Oh, we got okay, so we got a question here. Could you provide a non-technical explanation of what Plasm is? Okay, so
me? All right, go ahead.
Okay, I guess I'll do it. So a non-technical explanation of what Plasm is. It's a application platform. So you can think of it as like a smartphone operating system in a sense. It's really hard to say. Think of it as running a software in your browser, but you don't really have to log in anymore. Like login will be of a past, although technically speaking, just like the concept of login will still exist, but it'll be different. You don't send your information to a centralized server, and Plasm Network allows that in a unprecedented scale because it's fast capacity. And yes, that would be my explanation towards the non-developers for Plasm Network or the end users, what they can do. Do you have any other answer?
For me, scalability must be one of the most fundamental issues we have to solve. Even in the other blockchain, even in the consortium blockchain, if we want to make IoT use cases and so on, we have to increase transaction per second, TPS. So regarding Plasm Network, we would like to solve these problems the blockchain face. By doing so, I would like to make a foundation for realizing Web3. Yeah, and the scalability is unrelated. So we are implementing OVM. OVM is technical, but like OVM is optimistic virtual machine, so which is a unification for all layer 2 protocols such as Plasma, Lightning Network, State Channel, and potentially rollups. So user can choose which layer 2 solution to implement, and they can make DApps on the layer 2. By doing so, we are providing highly scalable foundation for making decentralized application.
Yeah,
so it might be
if you have sent any transaction to Ethereum network, since that's like the most biggest well-known network at the moment in terms of decentralized application development. Oh shit, Siri, no. No, I didn't call you. Sorry there. Okay. So if you have sent a transaction to Ethereum testnet or the mainnet, yeah, you can notice it's quite slow. Like the transaction is slow. It takes like about a good 30 seconds if you're lucky. It's long as like a minute if you're unlucky. And if you're really unlucky, like it'll just fail as well. But with Plasm Network, to actually combat that as well very fast, it should be responsive as well in theory. And yeah, that's one of the big points. So you're able to create games that actually reacts more responsive manner than of other blockchain networks in my opinion.
And what is the minimum number of Plasm required to run a validator node in the mainnet?
Well, for just the MIT, it's usually a transaction fee. There isn't really, although you do have to, there is a concept of gain when it becomes a nominated proof of stake. But for POA, I believe it's the transaction fee.
Yeah, on the testnet, it's around 1,000, I guess. And if you would like to run a validator node on the mainnet, please join the second and or third lock drops so that you can get Plasm token by locking ETH or Bitcoin or DOTs. And if the number of validators on the mainnet is pretty small, so we would like to do a validator program. By applying a validator program, you can be a validator, but it depends on the number of validators node on the mainnet next week.
Okay, so next question. There is something like Sentry node. It's a hard question. Sentry nodes, I believe yes. I want to say yes, but I will have to consult the team for that for detail because I don't remember if it's been implemented yet or not. To be honest.
What does it mean by Sentry node?
So Sentry node basically means when you're opening a blockchain node, it kind of opens up to the world. You're opening up PR to the node. As you can see in the telling you see all their network information. So a Sentry node basically is a dummy network ID for protect your identity. I cannot confirm or deny that, to be honest, because I do remember seeing it being tossed as a pick, but I don't remember if it has implemented at the moment. But by the mainnet, I believe it should be it.
Yes. Our first task of the mainnet is to maintain the network. So after connecting our blockchain to the Polkadot, we can get security from Polkadot relay chain. So we do not need to be care about like security much. But as a first step, Plasm Network is an independent chain. So we have to manage the security. So probably the answer is probably yes, but it depends on the network and status. And Thomas asked another question on the thread, and how many PLD are required to be a validator probably. Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Yeah, it's around 1,000, I guess. And if you would like to be a validator on the testnet, please join the Discord and go to our Faucet channel and ask us. So we can provide PLD.
For PLD as well. PLD, we are actually looking at PLD to be like 200th of one plum in terms of value, since we kind of have to incentivize the initial validators until the third lock drop happens. Just want to say that out. So
yeah. So PLD is Plasm Dusty network token.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what is your ideal number of validators aiming for mainnet before you can call Plasm as lead asset? Oh, okay, that's a hard-hitting question there. Say we're, well, more the merrier, of course. For our mainnet, we are looking to be like about 120 for mainnet validators, but for fully decentralization, that's going to require. Well, actually, if we become a parachain, we're going to have shared consensus, so it's not going to be too much of a concern in reality.
Yeah, the validator on the mainnet will become a collator on the Polkadot network. So it's, yeah, we need
works a different
more
way.
than more than 70 or 100 validators all over the world.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's around 100. Yeah, another question is, do you plan to recruit an aggregator for optimistic rollups? I think yes.
Yeah, I think so.
But yes, we are developing optimistic virtual machine with Crypto Economics Lab. Crypto Economics Lab got a grant from Web3 Foundation and Ethereum Foundation, and we have a capital alliance. So the architecture will be decided by our CTO and Crypto Economics Lab. So we're gonna show you later, probably after the mainnet launch.
So it's under consideration at the moment. So.
I think that's it.
Oh, there's a good chat.
And what's this? Thomas posts something.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
A technical presentation on Plasm Network. Wow, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you for your help. And I'm very glad to see community expansion. And then many people all over the world join the Plasm Network. And the community is getting bigger and bigger. So we highly appreciate the contribution from the community. And we would like to make our community more decentralized. And hopefully in the next 2 years, we would like to be just one member of Plasm Network, not as a manager. So this is the meaning of the decentralization for us. Yep.
Great.
I think that's it. Yep.
I think that's it. Thank you, Sota and Hoon. It was a great presentation, and thank you everybody for joining and all your great questions that came in. We don't have another one planned at the moment, but tomorrow we have our Sub-Zero Developer Conference. This is all about Substrate and what we're doing on Substrate. We're people from Parity talking about Substrate and what we're building, and also some other companies who are currently building with Substrate. I'll post the link in the chat for everybody to join. Yeah, I hope to see you there again. Thank you so much for today, and thank you, Hoon Sota. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Looking forward to seeing us Sub-Zero tomorrow.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Yeah. Great.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.